Hello everybody, this is Thigh Company Gaming here with another cooking stream for today. Today is February 11th, 2020. Welcome everyone to the show. So guys, we're making banana and eggs pancakes. It's a recipe I've been kind of working on for a while now. So let's get started guys. Let's see what we can do here. Alright, welcome everybody. So what I'm going to do is I'll put the camera down here. All right. And first things first, get yourself a mixing bowl here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I have here 2 bananas. There we go. Get some more light. 2 bananas here. I'm taking each banana, peeling the banana, and putting the banana into the mixing bowl here. And in this case, what I'm doing is I'm going to put the bananas in this mixing bowl / measuring cup here. And from there, I will then take a fork and you could also put like this into a food processor, but I'm not going to do it in a food processor because I want there to be some little bit of bananas or taste some banana chunks in these pancakes. So this will all banana peels will go into compost. So I'll get myself a plate. All right. So I have that, and then I have a fork here. What I'm doing then is now mashing up the bananas here, and usually I will do this for about a minute or two, depending on what texture I want, how much chunks I want of the banana in the pancakes, or if I want, say, it to be more of a, what would you call it? I guess not a puree necessarily, but like a, I guess a mash, if that makes sense. I don't think that's the right term for it exactly, though, but I'll show you all what I mean by the texture here. So it's starting to get a little bit mashed here, and I keep mixing it around. Sometimes I mash it against the wall of the measuring cup here or bowl. I mean, sometimes you want to play around with it, put it onto like the side here. All right. So we have this mash or mix or whatever you would like to call it here. This is approximately the texture that I'm looking for here. See here. It sort of looks like oatmeal, if that makes sense. So that's about the texture that I'm looking for there. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I have 2 eggs here. I'm going to crack the 2 eggs here. All right, I have the 2 eggs here cracked. Another thing though, if you have a food compost, sometimes eggshells are good. I tried putting eggshells in my compost and I found that they did not break down and decompose as well as I thought they would. So what I'm going to try to do this year, because what I do is I make a yearly compost. Ideally it would be longer than a year, but you know what can you do? So what I'm going to do now, let's see here. With the compost, I'm thinking about trying out different things. So we have the banana mash and we have the 2 eggs in here. And I'm putting in the whole egg here, egg whites and egg yolks. Now I'm just mixing up the mix here. Alright, so it looks more like a soup now. So now I'm going to put in some salt. I'm going to say this is something like roughly like around 2 pinches of salt. Not a lot because you don't want this thing to be salty. And then I'm going to put some honey. In this case I'm using some clove or clover honey. So putting that in here, just giving it a big squeeze. So that's good. And then I'm mixing this around here to have the honey go out through the mix here. And then I'm going to put also some brown sugar in the mix as well. In this case, I'm going to go and put about a spoonful or so. I would say this is about a tablespoon and a half. Yeah, a tablespoon and a half is what I'm doing here. So I'm mixing this around. So I have the sugar, we have salt, so I'm going to put the sugar away, the salt away. Flour is probably what I'm going to put in there last. And I'm wondering what else. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Kind of a special touch to it. I'm going to have a part of a mandarin here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze that juice. It'll give it a little bit more of a citrus flavor, a citrusy taste. All right, so in order to get that, I need to get a strainer. And in this case, I'm using a small strainer, something that fits fairly well, almost perfectly, I would say, onto that. And all you do is pretty much you just squeeze the juice here, make sure the juices don't go flying everywhere. Ideally, if you had an orange, I think that would be a little bit more better for this use here, but we just had some leftover mandarin slices. So I would say that part's good there, and I'm putting all the stuff I don't use into compost. All right, that's good. I say Timur Babayev, welcome to the show. How's your day been going? All right, so that's the juice from the mandarin there. All right, now you might want to tap or slightly shake the strainer here. So we have the juice of the mandarin there. Then the strainer goes to wash, and then I mix this up again. This is not good, I'm sick. Oh, that's not good. What are you sick with? How are you sick? What symptoms are you feeling? Did you go to a doctor or a medical facility? Were you diagnosed with something? All right, so what's next? I'm going to do this. All right, I'll wash the strainer here. Make sure it's fairly dry. The reason for that is we're going to put some flour into this mix here. Yesterday I went to the doctor. Okay, what did the doctor say? Hopefully you don't have no coronavirus or anything like that. All right, so I'll put the strainer back here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a small amount of flour, just enough where it's slightly, it's supposed to be like a sticky, not like a I wouldn't call it a dough at all. I'm looking for something that makes sense to use. Here we go. I have a small metal ramekin. I'm going to use that to scoop the flour into here. Because I don't want a lot. I'll put 2 scoops. Does not have to be exact, it just needs to be what I would call proportional. Alright, so the ramekin goes to wash. Alright, so now, next step here. I'm just shaking and tapping the strainer here. I have a very sore throat, very bad headache, and you know, something's going around. I've been getting that. A lot of people I know has been getting that. Something's going around, and I don't know if it's like a flu or what the case is. I heard pneumonia's going around, so check for pneumonia or something like pneumonia. I had basically what you were having before. What helped me was drinking hot, sweet tea, soup, a lot of liquids. I didn't go to no doctor. I didn't get no medicine. I didn't get no prescriptions. So I kind of waited it out though, but I guess as a result, it took probably longer than what it may have taken if you were taking medicine. But that's all right. The way I see it, I mean, whatever it is, it could be simply some sort of infection, like infection of the lungs. It could be, I'm going to bet it's more likely that. And headaches probably from congestion. That's my guess though, but I don't know for sure. So it could be any number of those things, but you know, the doctor would say what that would be. Alright, so we added some flour here. So egg acts as a leveling agent. I'm going to think what to put in as a secondary leveling agent. What I mean by that is something that will cause the pancakes to rise, to be more fluffier. It could be any number of different things. The eggs help a lot already. What I'm thinking is perhaps putting in like a baking soda or baking powder. Let's see here. All right, let me see what else I can put in there. I'm thinking baking soda or baking powder. I do have baking soda. Baking powder I'm having trouble finding. I'm going to do baking soda. That's probably what's going to happen. I'm just moving things around here so I can find, or actually I found it, but I need to get out the baking soda because it's in a large bag. I'm using a very, I'm going to use a small, probably like a teaspoon. I think that's going to be enough there. Because I don't want to go crazy with the baking soda. Alright, and I'm mixing that all in here. not entirely sure what baking soda is, to be honest. I don't know what it's made out of. I have to research it. Or how it's made. It's just something that I haven't really bothered to go and research, and no one's told me anything about it. It's just, to me, it seems weird to have something you use for cleaning also to be used as something you can use for cooking. But then again, you know, lemons, for example, can be something you can use for cleaning and something you can use for cooking. So it's one of those things you never know. So now I'm putting away the flour. I'm putting away... Actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little bit more honey. Actually, no. I take that back. I'll not do honey. I think honey is fine the way it is now. I was thinking about making it more honey flavored for a moment, but I decided I'm not going to do that. So, right now, I'm putting everything back away. Looking to see if I left anything out. Everything looks fine so far. Everything looks to be good. I'm just checking it around. Okay, so that's good. Put away the honey. Alright, let's see what's next here. So I would say this mix here is fairly good. And I'm just making sure everything here is good, everything is incorporated. Alright, so that's good. Alright, next thing I'm going to do. I'm going to get myself a fairly small sized frying pan there. I'm going to put this on the smaller frying pan here. Alright, then I'm giving myself here a spatula. Let's see here, read comments right quick. I have a lot of people sending me comments, and maybe if I watch the stream then I'll be feeling better in about 37%. Okay. Alright. It was funny being close to this mix here. You can smell, and it smells good. Alright, so let me move the camera about this. That actually looks fine. Okay. I'm going to put this mix here. And then here I need a plate. And I'm going to go ahead and use like a bowl plate here. Alright. So then I need some sort of, now this is non-stick, but I haven't been trusting non-stick for a while now. So I'm going to get something to, actually no, I know what I'm going to use. If I find it, ideally what I'm looking for is sunflower oil. If I don't find it, I'll use butter. Olive oil gives it, oh here we go, sunflower oil. That's what I mean by sunflower oil, guys. And I'm putting in not too much. I'd say maybe like a teaspoon or tablespoon or so. And I'm just making sure it's coated. I might even put a little bit more. Not much more. There we go. Just enough to, it's not completely cover the pan, because what it happens is when it heats up, the oil becomes more, I would say, watery in texture. All right. So I think this is going to go well. So I'm putting away the sunflower oil because I think that's going to be enough. We'll find out. We'll let that heat up. In the meantime, I'm going to get something to drink here and clean up here. You know one good thing I've noticed recently? I've been trying out something with pomegranate juice. Pomegranate juice has been helping me out a little bit. And this is what I'm talking about here. I have pomegranate juice here. It's pretty good. Mukbang, maybe? Yeah, maybe. I don't think I have enough food for a mukbang. I remember when I did an Italian video, I had like over 3 different foods. All right. I don't know why, but I do like pomegranate juice. Alright. Still doesn't feel hot for some reason. I don't know why. And I'm just slightly putting the hand above the pan here. I want it to feel like fairly decent heat before I put the mix in, because what happens is if the oil's not hot, it'll begin to suck in the oils and it'll become very oily. So far it seems to be good. And what I like about the mixing cup here, or measuring cup, it has a pour spout. Alright, and I'm putting in just a little bit here. The reason I put it in a little bit because usually in pancakes, the first one sometimes tends to mess up. I mean, there's even a French saying, I think it's like, it said something like, le premier est pour le chien, which means it's like the first is for the dog, which is basically implying that the first one's not going to turn out well. Which I understand, because you kind of like adjusting. So it is cooking, not as fast as I thought it would. I have that. I have a like electric stove top is what I mean, and I have it like settings from 0 to 10. It's at 5 right now, and 5 is pretty decent. 10 is like you're trying to get that thing roaring hot, like a roaring flame hot is what I mean. All right, it is slightly frying, but it's, you know, it's one of those things you still have to wait for it to cook. Also, now that it's still frying though, well, that's cooking. I'm going to clean the strainer again because I want to have an idea in mind. So it's still cooking, it's still looking good. What I'm looking for are bubbles. I'm going to show you all what I mean here. So you can see here, this is what I did. I poured some of the mix into the frying pan there. It's cooking and it's slightly rising up, which is what I'm looking for it to do. I just need a little bit more bubbles, and then I'm going to flip it over and have it cook some more to flip it over. I just don't want it to do is for it to be completely like liquid and I flip it over, and then it just splatters everywhere. So yeah. So yeah, guys, I'm going to put the phone back to where it was before. All right, with all the cords and everything out of the way. My phone, I have it on a charger here because my phone tends to run out of battery fairly quickly when I'm streaming. Alright, so now I'm going to flip this over carefully. And I can kind of feel for how the texture is. Okay, and it's going decent so far. It's still very soft in the middle, so that's what I'm keeping an eye on, because sometimes soft is good, sometimes it's not crazy good. So I'm still looking around to see what can be done here. Here's something that I'm thinking about doing. We have here powdered sugar that has somewhere a hole in it, but I need to find a container for that. Alright, I'm going to use one of these Tupperware containers here. Now what I'm going to do is move this powdered sugar into the Tupperware container. And I need to carefully do this. Let me think how I'm going to... Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut the top here. Okay. Alright, now the bag I'll throw away. Okay, so now alright, I'm turning the heat down a little bit because it's starting to cook faster than expected. Alright, so I'm making basically smaller sizes. That size, I mean, it looks dark because of the lighting. It's medium color cooking. And I can smell the pancakes, and they do smell very well. Alright, I'm going to flip the pancake over here. I'm being very careful here. I mean, if I... Alright, it still needs to. It's still very soft, so... I need it to thicken up to be somewhat solid before I flip it over. Alright, good color so far. So I turned it down from 4 to 5 because 5 was already having a very, like a heavy brown color. Alright, it's cooking well so far. I might want to do larger size pancakes. I mean, these are about, I would say, about 2 to 3 inches in diameter, more like 2 inches. In centimeters, that would be, oh, I don't know. I don't visualize centimeters off the top of my head because of, you know, the U.S. system. Alright, so see this one, I didn't put that much time on it. I'll move the sugar out of the way. Alright, I'm going to try again here, see what happens. All right, it's cooking well. I mean, they are soft in the middle, which is perhaps good. We're going to see how it turns out. I have turned the heat down, so in theory, if I have to cook it longer, then that would be better because the steam and the heat would go more into the center. And I'm just eyeballing it now too because it's still rising. I'm looking at the bottom, like towards the edge of the pancake here. Yeah, it's still soft. I'll leave it to cook longer here. It's not making as much sizzling noise as before though. That's like the only thing that has me slightly concerned, but you know, not overly concerned. All right, it's starting to get color here, so I think that it may be good now. All right, good color. And this is what I mean by color, guys. So this is what you call more of a finished product, and that's it cooking right there. All right, guys. So let's continue. And I think this is going to make maybe like 10, maybe 10 little small pancakes. So we'll see how that goes. So far, I mean, these are pretty thick. I'm gonna try one just to see how they turned out. And actually, I like the color on this here. It has like a banana-like color in the center. Center is cooked well. I like the fluffiness. There's no metallic taste of any sort, so that means nothing bad went wrong with the baking soda or anything like that. I don't taste the honey a lot, so I kind of think that's a good thing. So if you want more plain tasting, you have that option. Or if you want to have toppings, toppings will not over sweeten the pancakes. Yeah, I would say these are fairly good. I think the only thing I may change next time I make this is I might get a bigger pan so I can cook multiple ones at a time. Yeah, so far this is going good. going good, it's going great. Alright, that one was a little bit light, but that's okay. Oh yeah, that one turned out fine. Just as long as the middle is cooked. So we have 4, but I ate 1, so 3. We'll turn it up to 5, maybe something's not getting to cook long enough. Yeah, sunflower oil I think is probably the best thing for this. So it's still going good so far. The only downside is that it's taking so long for it to cook. So, but then again, having good things sometimes is a good thing to wait. So that turned out well. Problem is these things are taking a little long to cook. So yeah, definitely using a bigger pan would have been a better option. Let's see here, because I did turn up the heat, so maybe this will turn out better. Yeah, the inside still cooked well, so we're not undercooking it, so that's a good sign. However, I think the only downside, this is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. Yeah, I must say these are fairly good. Alright, so this is what I'm going to do here. I'll show you how I do the topping here. $1.58. Alright, that's good. Some thick blackberry jam. Oh, it's preserves. Okay. All right. So guys, this is what our final product turned into. See? There we go. Put some jam, powdered sugar on it. Should be good though, guys. So thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoy this recipe if you want to make it yourself. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Turn on bell notifications. And like this video. And thank you all for stopping on by. And we're going to make a new episode very soon. See y'all next time, guys. Take care.